Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 27. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Todd Tresidder. Todd graduated from the University of California to DVC with MBA in economics and passion for creating successful business. A serial entrepreneur since childhood, Todd went on to build his own wealth as a hedge fund investment manager before retiring at 35. He grew his net worth from 0 to 23 to 12 years later. Todd has maintained his wealth by remaining an active investor and utilizing statistics and mathematics risk management system for investing. Through his website at financialmentor.com, he teaches advanced investing and advanced retirement planning principles. Take the next step beyond conversation financial advice and discover what works, what doesn't, and why, based on years of proven experience. Hello, Todd.
Hello, Patience.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, I know the clan here is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, what you did before you started your online business?
I was a hedge fund manager, so that's kind of the rocket science of investing. I used to manage money for wealthy clients. So that's where I developed all my investment expertise. And then once I became, financially independent at a young age, then I retired, and that's where I developed my retirement planning expertise, because a lot of what's commonly taught is actually not fully accurate. Now, a lot of the research is catching up to that, and they're figuring that the way it works is a little different. But anyway, that's how I developed my expertise, was in the school of hard knocks, actually living it and walking it and doing it.
Wow, that's a great background, Todd. So help us connect with you. Tell us one thing, a business or a personal, that we want to know about you.
One thing, I'm an outdoor recreation enthusiast. So I ski, I backpack, I just went for a run in the snow this morning. We have 6 inches of fresh snow, and I was out running. I put on yak tracks on the bottom of my shoes and went out running. So I'm an outdoor recreation enthusiast.
Wow. What is the secret to happiness, and why is it has nothing to do with money?
The thing about projecting happiness onto money is the idea that, people, they want an internal experience and they project it onto an external thing, such as money. And anytime you try to find an internal experience onto an external thing, something outside of you, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And so happiness and fulfillment are internal states, and they're done through honoring internal things like values and creativity and things that really matter. Money is just a lubricant to life. Money is what makes things much easier. You can choose to pay for the things you don't want to do, pay somebody else to do them for you. It gives you access to things because you can afford to pay for them. So money is a lubricant to life, but it is not a source of happiness.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. People tend to think the sunshine is always shining because you are successful at a young age. Did you have any setbacks, any failures while you were setting up your online businesses?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody who plays the game is going to have setbacks. That's an absolute truth. So, of course, there's setbacks. Every day there's setbacks. If you're not getting knocked down, you're not trying. So, if anybody thinks it's always a sunny day and everything's easy, they're deceiving themselves. That's just an excuse for not going out and playing the game and not getting beat up.
But you are successful at the age of 23 years old, so everyone will think that, at the age of 23, maybe retired at 35, maybe it was easy for him. Everything he started, it touched, it turned out to be gold. Was it hard?
No. Yeah, it's very hard. I've worked very hard. That's one of the things that people don't talk about. They hear about the easy side of things and that it was easy. But no, I've worked very hard. I've always worked very hard. I don't, I think that there's a myth out there. People think that something satisfying should be, that it needs to be easier, it needs to be happy or fun or lightweight or, cute or whatever it is. We got this whole soundbite society. Everybody wants things instantly, instant gratification. These are things that hurt people. These belief structures. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. It's worth working at, and it can take time. And there's nothing wrong with hard work. If you, the analogy I like to give is if you can look back over, victories that you've had. So for example, imagine you're in sports and you play against a team that's the worst team in the league, and you absolutely it's not a great victory, right? Because they were the worst team in the league and you knew it and you beat the pants off them. However, when you take on the best team in the league and you're only somewhere in the middle, and it's a hard-fought battle and it goes right down to the final minutes and you score the final winning goal right at the final minutes and you barely beat them, now that's a victory worth being excited about. And that was hard work. And it's the same way in life. It's the same way in business. That's where achievement comes from is the hard work. So no, it's not always a sunny day.
Okay. I know the clan here is anxious to hear about how you go through this in part 2, but for now, tell us, what do you think is the reason for your online success journey?
Hard work. I mean, really, I sit down, like this morning, I was listening to some podcasts on online course creation, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm building out some courses. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly, where some people are just, sitting around listening to music. I'm listening to a podcast, University on Wheels, expanding my knowledge. It's a constant learning, constant growth. The target moves away from you because technology is always changing as fast as you can learn it. And so it takes effort. It takes effort to get out in front of this and produce the result. So if you want the answer is very strategic planning, very well thought out plan, and consistent methodical execution until you get the result. And that is hard work.
Wow. How can you build wealth automatically with the least amount of effort?
You can't. So, how do you build wealth automatically with the least amount of effort? That's not an answer I give. That's get rich quick, and I don't play that game.
So how can you, what advice would you give?
For build wealth automatically with the least amount of effort, I would say stop deceiving yourself and figure out how to add value to people's lives and do the work necessary to really help people and create something that people want to pay for. Don't try to think about how you do it with the least amount of effort. Try to think about how you can add the greatest value so that people literally beat down your door to pay you money to get access to it, because it's so valuable and so wonderful that they truly want it. Don't think about how to get away with something for the least amount of work. That's not a recipe for success at all.
Because I hear like these books just work 4 hours and you are through. So so now you are setting us that we have to be tough and be out there.
Are you talking about Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week?
I've seen him somewhere. I'm not mentioning names. So,
yeah, but if you look, Patience, Tim Ferriss works his tail off. He doesn't have a 4-hour work week. What he did was he wrote a really great book that explains the structure for creating a 4-hour work week. But don't ever pretend that he did that in a 4-hour work week. Don't ever pretend that he created what he did with a 4-hour work week. He'll be the first to explain that that's not what he does.
Okay, so let's not get the titles deceive us. Okay, Todd, we know that everyone online wants to have their needs met, problem solved. Also, my clan here, they're also wanting the same thing to move their business forward. So what is your focus and your specialty online?
I teach advanced investment strategy, advanced retirement planning, all this for wealth building. So there's, 3 asset classes that you build wealth with, which is, business entrepreneurship, which we've been touching on here, real estate, and paper assets, traditional investing. And so I teach people how to put together a wealth plan that will actually work. It's based on sound principles that are proven, and how to put that into practice and achieve wealth. And so I give away some different, some free gifts at my site. I have the 52 Weeks to Financial Freedom course, and no, it's not get rich quick, as we already talked about. But in 52 weeks, it'll give you the structure and the principles, all for free, that teaches you what the path is to financial freedom, the path that everyone follows that achieves the goal. And I also give away a free ebook, and it's all for new subscribers. So it's a free course and a free ebook for new subscribers. And that's all at financialmentor.com, financialmentor.com.
How can environment and habits literally put us to our wealth goals?
Well, what happens is the structure around your life is what either pulls you backward or pulls you forward. We can end friends who, as you move forward in your life, they'll tell you, no, it won't work, or, they say, oh, don't work late tonight. Come on, let's go out drinking. Those are the friends that pull you backward. And then you've got the friend that says, you can do it. And they say, no, don't go out drinking tonight. Go ahead and sit in and put the long hours tonight. It's worth it. And so you want to think about, or coaches as an example. I'm not available for coaching anymore. My practice is sold out. But, coaching is a great accountability structure system that helps literally pull you towards your goals. So you want to create environments, or like you could take the desk that I'm sitting at right now. I just spent some time and some money completely reorganizing my office for the new work I'm doing, which is developing courses. So it created more counter space so I could literally lay out the courses as I structure them. So these are all examples of creations and and accountability systems and peer groups that literally pull you toward your goals. One of the things that happens, and it ties back to something we spoke of earlier, is that everybody has setbacks. Everybody has problems. And what successful people do is they bounce back faster. They spend less time down. And so these environments and these accountability structures can help literally pull you back up and pull you towards your goals every day.
What is the ridiculous simple way to build wealth?
The quick answer is that you spend less than you earn, and you save the difference, and then you compound it over time. So everybody already knows the answer, which is spend less than you earn and invest the difference wisely, right? So you can say everything you need to know about wealth building in one sentence. The problem is not knowing what to do. The problem is implementing it. And so that's why I have that title to, ridiculously simple way to build wealth, because everybody already knows what the answer is, which is spend less than you earn and invest the difference wisely. It's not knowing what to do. It's knowing how to do it intelligently and actually getting it done.
What do you think many people that they are not successful in that area for building wealth? Because if it is so simple, we should know that I shouldn't be buying a shoe of 100. I don't have that 100 pounds or dollars. I should just buy the one which is less and then save the rest. Why do you think people behave that way?
Because they're not clear on what they really want. They're mistaking lifestyle today for the freedom they truly want. So it really just depends on what you want, and then aligning your spending and your life practices with those values. And so if you truly value freedom and you want freedom in your life, then you won't buy, and you want freedom in your life, then you won't buy expensive shoes that you don't need, and you won't focus on lifestyle purchases. Instead, you'll invest your money and grow your freedom and grow your wealth. Ultimately, the truly rare thing we have is time. There's an unlimited amount of money out there, at least in the context of what any one individual needs. There's plenty of resources for any one individual. There's no shortage of information. There's no shortage of knowledge. There's no shortage of anything except one thing: time. Time is ultimately the valuable thing. And so that's why freedom, financial freedom, or more importantly, time freedom away from the need to earn money is, a key principle or a key value. And once you get clear on that, once you understand that time is the ultimate asset, that's the one thing that's truly scarce, and then you recognize And then that's when you start prioritizing your spending in alignment with that value.
Wow. Okay. I know you have this program called How to Design Your Life so that your daily actions create financial independence. Where do we find that?
That's if you go to my website at financialmentor.com, if you look under the products tab on the main menu, you'll see books are on the left. I have books on Amazon. And then on the right is a program called 7 Steps to 7 Figures. And what that is those are the steps. I've been coaching people for 15 years on how to build wealth. And so I pretty much figured out that there's 7 steps that everybody goes through. Doesn't matter where you start or where you go through. You know, if you came to me at the midpoint, then you came to me at the midpoint. But everybody has to travel through 7 steps in order to achieve success. And so that's what this maps out. And so the one you're referring to is step 3 in that process. My coaching one you're referring to is step 3 in that process. And that's how to design your life so it results in financial independence. And it was something I fortunately fell into, when I was in college. And it worked. And then I started teaching my coaching clients how to do it, and it worked. And it's completely unconventional. It's not the way most people teach it, as you can tell from my responses to your questions.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's why we want to know everyone's different side so we can see which one fits the other, because not one size fits all. Because anyone will have their different way of learning. Yeah. Okay. So Clan Todd is going to hang out and share more information about his journey with us. If you can relate to where Todd started his journey so far, if you just want to learn more about Todd, you can listen to the extended version of his journey at onlinesuccessjourney.com. If you are listening at the journey, clicking on part tips to help you on the financial steps. So that's a wrap, Clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Todd. Join us in part 2 at onlinesuccessjourney.com.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.